Okay, today we are playing a game on Rialto. We are in the Platinum SR range, and we will be playing Mercy the entire way through. We are also on the console today, so consider yourself forewarned, even though console games are like the only games we watch these days. Current team composition is Orisa, D.Va, Soldier 76, Junkrat, Mercy, and Lucio. So I'm still not a huge fan of Mercy Lucio as a combo of healers, just because compared to, like, Ana, Batista, Ana Zenyatta, something like that, most other combos of healers, it's pretty low on adding damage to your team, and it's low on utility, and it's like low on healing compared to most other combos as well. It's like the original combo of healers, pretty much the only one we had when the game came out, but I'm not a huge fan of it compared to most other healer combos. But other than that, nothing to say. Let's just start the game. So our team are gonna stand like kind of far up, not by like a massive amount or anything, but a little bit far up. So should have been damage boosting Soldier Fat sooner. He's better to be damage boosting than Orisa. So this is a pretty sick duck, because we actually knew Hammond was coming. I didn't know Hammond was coming, but we ducked out of the way ahead of time and dodged the pile driver. So good awareness. I didn't know he was coming, so I was surprised. It was a very intentional duck, so that's what gave it away, but we knew, so good job. Kind of risky play to go for the res right there, but Reaper wasn't paying close enough attention, so he didn't turn around, and we got away with it. Orisa still pretty in. Nobody really wants to do anything about this enemy soldier, just like stood in the middle of the street shooting at everybody. So he's just kind of like, he shouldn't have gotten as much space as he did right there, but he's dead in the end, and that's the important thing. So we can't res Orisa again. How inconvenient of her to die twice in 30 seconds. I swear, some people. So damage boosting Junkrat while he's using the tire doesn't actually do anything, because that's what we're doing right now, because the tire is a separate entity to Junkrat, so the damage boost does not actually affect that, unfortunately. Also doesn't work with, like, Dragon either. It used to work with Dragon Strike, but they nerfed that one. Took us a little bit to get to D.Va, but I think we were trying to get to D.Va. So we're calling out the Reaper's coming up behind us, and here he is. We've got Valkyrie built up, and we just get the fuck out of there. We decide to pop Valkyrie immediately. Things are getting a little bit sketchy. Yep, that's fine. You can get away with a lot of, like, pretty risky reses while you're using Valkyrie, because unless the enemy team, like, really reacts to you properly, it's hard to kill the Mercy through the Valkyrie. Unless you're certain heroes, or you have, like, a couple of people working on it. So, things are going well. We've managed to hold them firmly in place. For the most part, we're, like, pretty much just playing Mercy. We're calling out when bad men are coming up on us. We've got good awareness. Being more aware of people that are coming than I am, even though I'm not actually playing the game right now, so you'd think it would be easier for me to notice these things. No, not true. So, I like the determination to just hold damage boost on her instead. It might have just been that we took a while to change over, but I like to imagine we just believed that she was going to kill Reaper before she lost her mech, which is what happened. Reaper, you know, he's trying real hard, but he's not exactly doing much to vary his strategy very much. He's basically just come up behind the back a couple of times and, like, gone for it, but hasn't worked out for him. Here comes Hammond. What an underwhelming Hammond engage that one was. Just like, alright. Here comes Hammond. No grappling hook necessary, dude. We'll just roll right in. Just deliver our package and roll right back out again. No, nothing fancy, you know, no grappling hook, no pile driver. Didn't even use the shields. Just ran in, dropped the mines down, and ran back out again. He did die. Just damn, what a boring Hammond engage that one was, damn. So 2 people did die. It was going to be hard for them to get out of that room with all those mines in the way, to be fair, so not overly surprising they died. Yes, elevator with music was playing in my mind, don't worry about it. Oh, surprise. That was... That's like, oh, there he is. Oh, fuck. Ah, shit. Oh, God. Everybody's dead. Yeah, Not much you do about that one. I don't think we saw him teleporting. Because it looked like he was up there for a while. Nope, I couldn't see him. So unless he was up there like 30 seconds ahead of time, he did that from out of line of sight, so... I mean, to be fair, he could have come up the backside and like teleported above us that way, couldn't he, or something, so, you know. Yeah, not a lot you do about that one as Mercy, except just like, know he's there, which, you know, it looks like he did it out of line of sight, unless I'm blind, which is entirely possible. I didn't hear him teleport either, so... But then, I'm very bad at actually listening for audio cues, perhaps because I've spent the majority of my life listening to, like, power metal on max volume, because what's the point of listening to music if it isn't going to be loud enough to give me hearing problems later in life, you know? What's the fucking point, I ask you? So, Reaper's back again. We decide to pop Valkyrie right now. The team fight is about to start, so it's fair enough. Valkyrie lasts a mad long time. Soldier's using Tac Visor, which is, of course, very scary. There's a lot of people in between him and us, and we were, like, right next to cover. It is still a little scary, because he is, like, right there, and we elect to not try and get out of line of sight, which we actually could, because if we tether to, Soldier, he would have been close enough to get the tether to connect to them from around cover, with us being around the cover. But, they used a few ultimates right there, so they're going to capture that checkpoint. Such is life. They're after us. They were on our tail. It is better to be, like, looking away from the people if you're just, like, trying to run away, because little known fact about Overwatch, you do move slightly slower going backwards. You move at 90% speed instead of 100% speed, which is why it always feels like the Reinhardt manages to catch up on you when you're backing away from him, because he is, in fact, slightly faster than you when you're backing up. So if you are just trying to get out of dodge, you do want to actually, like, turn tail and run. So... regrouping with our team. How Junkrat didn't die? Oh, there we go. Thank goodness. So I was gonna say how he didn't die for what was happening right there, I'll never know, but he died in the end, so justice was served. Oh! Jesus Christ! He wasn't gonna pin us, he was getting Soldier regardless, but oh my god. Look at that, what a hero. Imagine if Soldier wasn't there, right? Like, because he was always going to pin Soldier instead of us regardless, but, like, imagine if he wasn't. Lucio would be the greatest hero of all time. God damn. That was so dynamic looking. So, it's all falling apart a little bit now. To be fair, like, it's not like I've said anything else. There isn't a lot that we, like, really do to affect what was happening to us too much in there, because Mercy's this way, right? Where Mercy, is, like, the most dependent on her teammates out of all of the healers, because Mercy basically acts as, like, an amplifier for her teammates, where if, like, her teammates are good, she can make them incredible, but, unfortunately, she doesn't have much in the way of, like, agency over the game herself. She has to, like, use her teammates, pretty much. Here comes Soldier, he's got Tac Visor, and we did call out that this was about to happen, but nobody exactly came back to help us, and we didn't really have anywhere to get to cover out of the way, so life remains difficult sometimes. You know, we're being vocal, we're calling things out when they're happening, so that's about, like, the extent of what you can do as Mercy in a lot of situations. Like, I haven't really noticed anything particularly egregious that we've done so far. We're pretty much playing Mercy. We could have tried a little harder to keep this guy alive, but because we do just, like, immediately break off, and there isn't, like, much around that's scary right now, but, we elect to pretty much just, like, break off and leave him to it. It's not like we wanna be fighting up here anyway, because we've already lost that checkpoint, so... But we could have tried a little harder to keep him alive, but I also don't judge the decision to just leave him behind either. So, here comes the nano-boosted Reinhardt again, and we just really want to just, like, look back towards the spawn, like, Anyone over there I can maybe get to get out of the way? So we go for the res right here. Not particularly scary to go for, even though Reinhardt is right there, because we got all our teammates around us, so unlikely Reinhardt was going to kill us. We decided to pop Valkyrie immediately. We're going to have the team fight now, and we do, like, want to go in, so that's fair enough. Yep, we've finally got him. Soldier decided to use Tac Visor, pretty much after we'd already won the fight, so, you know, that's a little bit upsetting. Because now we won't have that for the next team fight, and there's possibility the next team fight's the last team fight, so... Oh, well, at least Junkrat's gonna have Riptire, which, by all accounts, should be pretty much a one-team fight, as long as he doesn't fuck it up. That was upsetting to look at. You see what Reaper was doing right there? See that? Just, like, teleporting in full view of the bridge right there? So that's very upsetting that he just got away with doing that. It does look like Reinhardt came over to try and cover him as well, but that's very upsetting that he was doing that one. Probably wasn't the intended teleport destination. Here comes Torbjorn's payload, all over the payload. So, you know, they're not winning this fight unless, like, they have a tremendous play from Reaper, because most of their team is already dead. So, thank God Torbjorn used that while his teammates weren't here. Can you imagine if, like, 5 other people were here fucking with us when he did that? God, that would have been way more inconvenient, wouldn't it? So, damage-boosting Baby Diva. I'm not particularly excited to do that, but it would help her get her mech back slightly faster, so there's that, I suppose. But I'd rather just be damage-boosting Soldier still, because he's got a higher chance of actually killing someone. Or Junkrat, same deal, you know. So, we're in a real bad spot right now, because Soldier's using Tac Visor behind us, and Reaper's using Death Blossom in front of us. So, it's not exactly a great situation to be in. Could we have, like, seen this one coming ahead of time? Nope, Soldier looks like he started going up that yep. By the time Soldier got over there, we didn't see him until he was already over there, so... You know, what do you do, right? What do you do when there's the one... Even if we had Valkyrie, that doesn't save us in that situation, because Soldier was still using Tac Visor behind us. It's just real getting caught between a rock and a hard place kind of situation. So, we've almost got Valkyrie built up. We did call out a Reaper was behind Orisa. We did it a little bit late. Like, Orisa was kind of already starting to get got by the time we did it. Ooh, he's not having any of that. We looked like we were pretty high off the ground, dude. Not as high as I thought we were, but, you know, just high enough that it feels bad to have been hit by the Earth Shatter. You know, about the best you can do is just try and res somebody. It would be safer to try and res Diva, because we could res this Diva from pretty high up and, like, near the corner to use as cover as well. Though the scary thing about resing Diva would be that there's the possibility she just dies before she gets back in her mech again, in which case it doesn't do much, but... I would have gone for the Diva, just because if Diva gets back in her mech, like, it's easier to res the Diva because of the position she was in, and if Diva does manage to get back in her mech, she's going to be able to stall the point out for longer than an Orisa is going to. So I would have gone for the Diva over the Orisa, but let's be real, things weren't exactly looking good at that point, were they? It was a pretty bad situation. So as you can see, we don't have, like, another 10 minutes in this video, so, It's not impossible we win from this position, but it's going to have to be a pretty convincing round 1 win to be able to fit that on the timeline. So, who have we got to damage boost on our team? So we got Mei. I'm not very excited to be playing Mercy this round because of what our team's looking like now, because we don't have a really good damage boost on our team anymore, because, you know, like, Soldier and Junkrat are both really good damage boosts. Orisa's a good damage boost as well if you can't get to the DPS. Now we've got Mei and Sombra, so, and then we got Diva Reinhardt. None of these people are particularly exciting to damage boost, and most of the utility that Mercy brings to the game is her damage boost. This is always why I'm also less keen on Mercy being the main healer, because Mercy's healing just doesn't compare to the other three main healers, and the thing that's really good about Mercy is her damage boost. So if you're playing Mercy as the main healer, you don't do that much healing, and you don't get to leverage damage boost as much as you would like to. So that's why I'm like not, also another reason I'm not a huge fan of the combo of healers that we got going. But also team comp wise, like there's no great damage boost on our team. So I'm just gonna go back so we can laugh at D.Va. Just like grind her face on the underside of the bridge, trying to get back up again. So it's going good so far. So how are we feeling about that convincing win right now? We're feeling good? We're feeling good? I bet we're feeling good about that one. So we were really waiting for Reinhardt to use a Fire Strike right there, but he never did. So this bridge is just like carrying their team right now, because the bridge has killed probably more people in this like 5-second period than the entire last round. So May's changed to Junkrat, so now we have a good person to damage boost again. And they've got like a bunker comp going on over there as well, so that's a good switch. Lucio's fucking dead again. Oh, Junkrat's fucking dead again. Oh, there goes his soul. Oh, his soul fell back down. Damn, souls are so heavy, dude. Look at that shit. That soul fucking sinks like a lead balloon. Holy shit. I didn't know souls were so dense. You know, this is the kind of situation where you really want to hear, like, what could I have done in this situation to make this better, right? What could I have done? And, there's really nothing. Like, this is the worst feeling in the world when you're playing a support, particularly Mercy, but this can happen when you're playing anybody. It's just even worse when you're playing a support, because it's like, you just see this happening, and you feel so powerless, right? You're like, what can I do in this situation to save them? And the answer is kind of nothing. Like, they're gonna have to work with you to save themselves in here a little bit, you know, because we're just watching people get hooked into the fucking river all day long so far. Like, it's extremely depressing. So we decide to... Oh my god. So we used Valkyrie just in time to watch Reinhardt get fucking dunked in the bridge as well. It's just so depressing. Oh no, oh Jesus Christ, oh fucking hell, oof. I'm sorry, you know, I'm sorry for your loss. You know, this is what, oh god. It's like we pushed him off. It's like we just, like, bonked him off the edge with our staff. Like, get out of here. Yeah. Thank God Roadhog's gone. Oh my god. Dude, this round is, like, the perfect encapsulation of why I hate playing Mercy. Because Mercy just, like, you know, this is... It's hard to do anything in this situation as any hero, because we're literally just watching our teammates go out there to fucking die, right? Like, we're just watching them come out of spawn, and then just immediately get dunked in the fucking river. Life is very difficult sometimes, but, like, if you're playing, like, you know, Ana, you can sleep the Roadhog, you can anti-heal them, and then maybe our teammates are able to apply more pressure to them, you know. If we're playing like Zenyatta, then we can put the Discord on people, and then when Roadhog runs up to make these plays, maybe he ends up taking a big chunk of damage, he can't get away with it as freely, you know? Whereas if you're playing someone like Mercy, you just have fewer ways to interact with the game compared to other healers, like other heroes in general. Like, supports typically have less agency over the game than like DPS players or tank players do anyway, but... even just compared to other healers, like, there's just less ways you can interact with the game compared to someone else. Because Mercy can't even, like, contribute her own damage as much as somebody else can, right? Because, like, it just doesn't even make sense for her to do it mathematically, right? Because, like, someone like Ana or Batista or Moira, they can add in damage with their teammates easily because it's very easy for them to switch back and forth between doing healing and damage themselves. Mercy, you know, if you're going to do damage, you have to pull out the pistol, so then if you need to heal people, you have to pull the staff out again, so there's a really long recovery period on that. And just, like, it doesn't make sense to do it over damage boosting. But, like, that, like, Mercy's damage boosting somebody adds in way less cumulative damage than even, like, Moira does, right? Just, like, throwing out her orb regularly. So it's just, like, this is the thing I always find so depressing about playing Mercy, is that, like, in these kind of situations, there are just very few things you can actually do to save it, right? And this is why I always tell people that if they're, like, gold or below, or not even necessarily gold, like, gold starts to be okay, but if you're, like, below gold, don't play Mercy, because there's just... You're so dependent on your teammates actually being able to do something, because Mercy needs her teammates to do things. All she does is amplify the skill of her own teammates. She doesn't add much herself, so she is by far the most dependent hero in the game. So when your teammates are doing shit like what we've been watching over the last 3 fucking minutes, there's just really pretty much nothing you can do about it. And, you know, it's not exactly easier with someone like Anna, necessarily. If you're watching people do this for 3 minutes, like, it's not going to feel better watching it as Anna, but there are more options for you personally to do something than Mercy has, you know? And that's what's always so depressing to me about Mercy. And, like, over this whole period, I still think we're just playing Mercy about as well as we can. We're, like, communicating things that are happening. We're, playing very safe. We're very aware of what's happening to us. Like, I'm still really impressed by us noticing the Hammond right at the start of the round and just, like, ducking in the doorway out of the way. Like, I'm still incredibly impressed by that pile driver dodge, just because, like, I had no fucking clue it was coming. So this is a kind of optimistic use of Valkyrie, because things are not exactly going well right now, but they're not going well for the other team either. So we, do just about manage to bring it back, and fortunately, Reaper didn't kill a bunch more people. The situation actually got contained. So I was a little optimistic, but at the same time, we weren't going to get a much better chance than the one we had right there. I'm not super keen on Lucio using Sound Barrier right there, really, because, like, we're not exactly going to do a whole lot with it, and if someone dies over there, it's not the end of the world, they're going to be right back there. So, anyway, we finally captured the first checkpoint. We're starting to get a little bit of progress going in. Who's behind us right now? Oh, we're calling it that somebody's on top of us, not behind us. Okay. Diva's going off looking for us, so that's good. Yep. Hey, Reaper's here. We did call out that Reaper was here, and then, you know, people came back to help, but Junkrat ended up killing himself. We could just barely res Junkrat. Yep, just barely. Reaper is still very close to us, so that's very scary. Our teammates are attempting to contain the Reaper situation. The Reaper situation has been contained. We've almost got Valkyrie built up again. Thank God Reinhardt actually held his shield up, because he just blocked Earth Shatter. Thank God. Oh, finally, a Reinhardt actually blocked an Earth Shatter. So, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, here comes the Molten Core and the sadness. Oh, God. Okay, we decided to use it now. I was gonna say I was very impressed by our, discipline to not use Valkyrie in there, because things were not exactly looking good. I've gone back just to point out Diva 8 Graviton right there, so, or good job, Diva. Oh, there's Reaper. We've called out the Reaper's on top of us. We're gonna try and, like, put some damage into him as well. Unfortunately, we can't really do anything about that one as, Mercy. I do think that, like, if you're using Valkyrie and you spot, like, a DPS off by themselves or a support off by themselves, that's, like, the best time to go off and try and kill somebody as Mercy, because it's actually really hard to, like, fend off a Valkyrie Mercy by yourself. It's actually very difficult to do it. So, like, if you can kill a DPS or a healer off by themselves, then by all means. Reaper, however, is going to be very difficult to do that to as Mercy, because Reaper, he's got Wraith form, he's got a lot of health, you know, it's going to be a hard one. So, this one, we could have intuited out that this one might happen, because we did see Reaper above us just a second ago, and he started walking back over in this direction. So, we could have intuited that this one might be coming in the near future. You know, still feels bad, but we could have predicted this one a little bit ahead of time, just based off where Reaper was previously. So, Something I learned a lot from playing MOBAs is you can tell a lot about what a person is going to do by the direction they were going when you last saw them. Because there are, that tells you where they were intending to go, and there are only a certain amount of things they can be doing based off of where they're going. So, yep, we're just pointing out that we really should have waited for people to be back before we did that one, which is definitely true, because Reinhardt just went and got staggered, so now you gotta wait for them to get back again. So, Junkrat just went off way ahead and got himself killed, which is super sick, given this is gonna be our last team fight. Reinhardt's gonna get fucking killed. We're doing our best, but, he's not making it easy for us. That's an incredible place the self-destruct went off in over there. Just oh, wow. Tremendously bad. Holy shit. Very slight math failure that led to catastrophic results. So Molten Core is behind us now. We can't retreat, really, even if we can't retreat even if we wanted to right now. Lucio's managed to build up a sound barrier. Sombra did emp the enemy team, but Reaper didn't get hit, so he started spinning. Wow, that didn't hit us. Life is good. For us, anyway. Life is very bad for everybody else that did get hit by the Graviton, or the Graviton, the Earth Shatter, though. Damn, that's a lot of healing for Mercy. 17k? This hasn't been a particularly long game. That's quite a lot of healing. Do we at least see who got the play of the game? Oh god, the pen. It was Reaper? Of course it was Reaper. Why did I even have to question who it would be? Where the fuck did the pen go? Pen's gone. Pen machine broke. What the fuck's going on? What ruined Hanna-Barbera? 100 unexplained mysteries that cannot be explained. Yep, okay. Breaking points that made people end their friendships. 5 mysterious encounters with Jinn that can't be explained. Okay. I'm noticing a trend. Exoplanet exploration. Planets beyond our solar system. The strongest force in the universe. Is it fire? Is that the strongest? That's what the thumbnail is indicating to me. Why are 96 million black balls on this reservoir? That's a good question. I bought a total Ferrari at salvage auction with mystery undercarriage damage. Okay. How to spot a liar. Tour guys share the worst thing a tourist has ever done. The longest day. Okay. So I don't know what the fuck the YouTube algorithm's at today. It seems to have just picked things randomly out of a barrel, pretty much. So anyway, Overwatch was happening. Pretty much, we played Mercy about as well as we could have done, given the circumstances. We've got good awareness. The only failure in awareness that I saw was right at the end, when we didn't intuit out that the Death Blossom was coming. But overall, our awareness is good. We're communicating to our teammates that we think people are behind us, things are happening, we're playing conservatively. We didn't expose ourselves to the enemy team very much. We weren't over-healing much. We were switching to the damage boost rather than, just healing people at full health, so that's always good. Pretty much, given the circumstances, I think we played Mercy about as well as we could. Which, and the title of the video was Not Sure What Happened. What happened was pretty much our team didn't really feel very invested in working together, and there was a lot of, particularly round 2, there was a lot of staggering, there was a lot of just, people getting picked off, there's not a lot you do about that one as Mercy, unfortunately. The best you can do is just, continue doing what you're doing and try and, communicate and coordinate with your teammates to try and get them to stop doing that, It's hard. There's definitely no way we change the outcome of this game. It's just, it's not feasible. Too many things were going badly, and Mercy doesn't have enough ways to interact with what was happening to stop it. What I would recommend, picking up a different healer for to Mercy, just because, like, based off how we played, we seem like we have the meta knowledge or the meta skill necessary to play healers well, because we played Mercy well. We played very cautiously. We leveraged our resources about as well as we could have done. But Mercy just can't do as much as other healers, you know. I know we're playing on console, so, like, Ana's gonna be harder to play on console, no doubt, but, like, someone like Ana, Batista, like, even Moira, like, they're better to play in these kinds of situations than Mercy. I don't like Mercy Lucio as a combo of healers anyway, for the reasons I've already stated, so, like, I'd rather play any of the other healers in that situation, because they've just got more things they can do, you know? Like, even Moira, like, Moira has no utility attached to her, right? All she does is a lot of healing, but Moira does have the advantage of being more independent by herself. Like, she's less dependent on teammates to help her with things, right? Like, if somebody is behind you and your teammates don't want to do anything about it, Moira can do something about it by herself. You know, like, she can fend flankers off by herself. If someone like Reaper's coming up behind you, it's harder to deal with the Reaper, but, like, you've got more options than Mercy, who just has, like, talk to her teammates and hope they help you, pretty much. So, you know, I'd recommend attempting to pick up another main healer, because based off how we played, I think we have the skills necessary to do so. It's just, like, the actually doing it, and, you know, I don't know if you have any interest in playing the other healers, obviously, either. It's just, like, I watched a game like this, and it's very depressing to me, because I see the Mercy player, and I see that this is someone who knows how to play the game, right? This is somebody who is doing everything right, by all accounts, but the cards just don't work out for you, you know? And that's just more likely to happen to a Mercy player, unfortunately. And, you know, Mercy's a really popular hero, so it's unfortunate. She just has very limited tools compared to the other healer options, unfortunately. So, I mean, that's my biggest recommendation, because just, like, I just look at what's happening during all of round 2, and I'm just like, there's just nothing you can do, you know? And part of that's just climbing in general, like, playing on a ladder is, like, you know, you just try and play as well as you can consistently, and eventually you should climb, as long as you're playing consistently. You know, there's the old rule that there's a couple variations of, but I go to the 40-20-40 one, which is that you're gonna lose 40% of the games through no fault of your own, just because, like, shit that happens in this kind of game. Basically, your teammates stagger all game long, just like the enemy Roadhog hooks like 12 people off in a row, you know, something like that. You're gonna win 40% of your games through no fault of your own, because the same thing is going to happen, but you're on the beneficial side of it now, so you'll win those games through no fault of your own. And then the remaining 20% are the games that you have the potential to change the outcome of yourself. But if I was, you know, I think about that in application to Mercy, and I think it might end up being something more like, it might end up being something a little bit more like 45, 10, 45, something like that, you know, like, Mercy ends up in fewer situations where she can change the outcome of her game herself, which is really sad, but, you know, such is life. There's like the 33, 33, 33 variation as well, like the same thing, just different percentages. You know, there's a couple different thought processes on that one. But, like, you know, based off how you played, you played Mercy about as well as you could, so as long as you play consistently well, over time you'll climb. It might just end up taking a long time, you know, but that's about the best recommendation I got for you, unfortunately, which is, like, you know, it sucks, you know, it sucks to not have more to say about it, but it's kind of all I got for you. Yeah, I'm sorry. So thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I start streaming on Twitch Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 8 p.m. EST till midnight EST. There's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future, and I hope you found the video helpful.